This is 22-year-old me. I was weak, lazy, and unambitious. I belong to a middle class family and I was just average in studies, or maybe below average, I don't know. Sometimes my academic performance was okay and sometimes it was just bad. After passing my 12th standard with second division, I was one of those kids who wanted to go for engineering just because everybody was doing it. My friends were also preparing for the same, I guess friends, another big influence. But I could not qualify the engineering entrance exam, tried again and failed the second attempt too. After failing in the second attempt for BTech, I took up bachelor's in IT in a central university and then got into masters of computer applications from the same university. How I qualified my master's entrance exam is an interesting story that I have already told in one of my previous videos by the name 5 Things I Wish I Knew in My Early 20s. I have put the link in the description, you can check it out later. I managed to get into the master's, but I still had no real purpose of pursuing it and I was kind of directionless. When I was in second year of my master's, I wanted to start a forum that could train students for job interviews and campus placement. For that, I created a proposal and emailed it to the Vice Chancellor. Our VC was the Lieutenant General Zamruddin Shah, a retired General Officer of Indian Army, brother of the film actor Nasiruddin Shah, a 6 feet tall, strong, confident, handsome old man with a husky voice. Honestly speaking, it was a crazy idea. I mean, the idea was good, but the irony of the idea was that it came from a student who was a backbencher and was not intelligent enough to do it. I wouldn't have been surprised if the students had laughed at me for this, or if VC would have asked me something like, okay, you want to do something for students, who are you, how capable are you for the forum, and what's your percentage, blah blah. After 2 days of sending my email, I got this reply from VC office. I mean, the VC training placement officer was also there. I discussed the idea and got approval from the VC, and we named it Career Awareness Forum. And I unassertively shared the news with my class friends first. And we were a group of 12 guys and all of them were good in studies except me, of course. When I told them, they were excited for it and I was surprised. Then with the support of my friends, I had a meeting with the entire class and everyone appreciated it and the forum got started. My college juniors also joined us. We got volunteers from all over the university. Teachers started training their students, volunteers started conducting tests and cheat days. We organized quizzes, competitions. We got around 1,000 students in the forum and it became a big hit. After all good stories to tell and memories made to cherish, I completed my master's in computer applications. The real struggle began after that. I had no idea what to do in my life. I had no interest in coding, so I decided to go for a sales profile or marketing profile. It was a very impulsive and unfounded decision. Every classmate of mine was either placed in some company as a software developer or they were preparing for it. But no one would consider it wise to go for CS after MCA. Every company where I was applying to was asking the same question. You have done masters in computer applications, why do you want to come in sales? And I had no valid answers for it. After a lot of rejections, I finally managed to get a job in an IT company as a CS executive. The job was quite challenging, but I think I did okay and I worked really hard and learned a lot of new things. After 6 months, one friend of mine approached me for his tech startup that he wanted to set up an office in India. I joined as a business development executive and there were only 4 people in the team, including me. We got our first little office and started working. It was very difficult for me initially and our initial revenue was quite low. But after a lot of exertion, spending sleepless nights in office and working for 14 to 16 hours a day for 3 years, we finally grew up to a team of 40 people and we moved to a bigger office and we became $1 million company without any external funding or big marketing budget. I became Vice President of Sales and Marketing of the company and then the country head of the company for India. Everything was great and I really enjoyed and loved working with the company and I was making a decent amount of money. I had everything that I could ever imagine, from money to material success. But I became workaholic and after 3 years I had to resign from the company. My health issues reached to a point where I had to leave everything and shift back to my hometown. After 4 months of bed rest, I started again from zero. Started working as an independent marketing consultant, and within the next 6 months, I started making more money than I was earning in the company. But I still felt something was missing in my life. I started questioning, researching, and reading a lot of things about life, psychology, and human behaviors. I realized that experiences are one of the greatest teachers of life. I had learned a lot of things from reading other people's experiences with life. It was time to give back, and one day I decided to start my journey of sharing my experiences. I was learning by making these videos, and moreover, I was contributing to the world. I love making these videos and I really enjoy the process. I know my storytelling skills are not that great and they are just average. Average like the guy I used to be 8 years ago, but I am still doing it. And I think the reason is I have that one habit. And the habit is not having self-limiting beliefs. I think most of us are bounded by our self-limiting beliefs. Our thoughts and ideas get paralyzed by this, and our dreams never become reality because we do not trust the power of belief. And I think all the greatest inventions, discoveries, and innovations made so far were possible not because the people who did them were genius or smarter than others. I think it's just because they did not have self-limiting beliefs. 8 years ago, when I was getting this picture clicked, I didn't have the skills that I have today. I didn't know that I would be able to do the things that I have done so far. But I didn't listen to my self-doubts and I didn't take them seriously. And I think that really helps to do great things in life despite all your imperfections and incapabilities. I didn't do it by choice. Maybe it's in my DNA. You can say I was fool enough to do not listen to my self-doubts, but this is really powerful. When one frees from self-limiting beliefs, even a below average student gets the courage to start something like Career Awareness Forum and get successful in it. You get a courage to go against conventional career choices and build aspirations to create million-dollar companies. You get a push to start from zero again and reach new milestones in your life. And you get a chance to tell stories you didn't know you could write. Yes, you may have some opinions about what you should do and what you shouldn't, but that doesn't mean that you stop listening to your inner voice. I'm not trying to sell you my story here by painting it in some inspirational form. I'm trying to state a fact here, a very important fact. The fact is that when you step outside your self-limiting belief and start taking action, you see miracles in your life. If you have self-limiting beliefs, I want to remind you of a quote of Steve Jobs. When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world. Try not to bash into the walls too much. Try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. That's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact. Everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. But once you learn that, you will never be the same again. Until next time.